Okay, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to show you how to cut out someone from a backdrop, especially if the backdrop is plain, like a white wall, as I suggested in class. If you take a picture against a white wall, it's good. So I'm in Photoshop Elements. This works on Macs or PCs, it doesn't matter. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open up a document, a picture, in fact, and I'm just going to go and find one of Ty here. I'll use this one here, even though it's a blurry picture. So open it up, and basically now what I need to do is cut him out. Notice there's a plain backdrop and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this layers palette over here on the right, and I'm going to do what's called an adjustment layer. And what that does, well, the one I'm going to choose is called brightness and contrast. And what I'm doing is I'm actually making the picture brighter so that the white is even whiter, and I'm going to make the contrast even higher so that the difference between Ty and the backdrop is even greater. So once I do that, I'm going to hit OK, and this is only for a moment here. And now I'm going to go to the quick select tool, which is over here on the left. I think it's a 7th or 8th tool down, quick selection tool. And I'm going to go to the top here in the brushes and make my diameter even bigger so I can have a large brush. And I'm going to start clicking. Notice there's a plus sign in the center of the tool I'm using, and that means I'm actually adding to my selection, and I'm adding everything that's around Ty. I'm not using his body. I'm using like all the wall and floor. So once I get a rough selection I'm happy with, I'm going to now bring my diameter down on the brush so that I can now deselect some stuff. You notice that here the selection took off his hands, so I'm going to go back in, hold the Option key down, and now the plus sign that's in the middle of my tool is now a minus sign. So if I hold the Option key down, I can unselect the hands. Now, just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to use a rough cut here. Get his hood back. If you notice, the heels of his shoes are selected, so I'm going to unselect them by clicking on the holding the Alt key down. Once I'm happy with that, I can go into the Select menu and say Refine the Edge. And if I make sure that this red button is on, it shows me anything in red is basically not selected. So I can feather my selection, meaning smoothen it out and all that. I can do all these things. Once I'm happy with the selection, I can even look at it this way. I'm going to hit OK. And then here's the important step. Once you hit OK, you're going to go and delete this brightness contrast layer that you made. So I'm going to just click and drag it right onto the trash can up here. And next I want to unlock this background layer. See how here there's a little padlock? If I double click on it and just say OK, now it's unlocked. And if I hit the delete key, I have now cut Ty out of his background. And I can now make Ty small and so on. So that's how you are going to cut someone out. And in the next video I'll show you how to copy those layers into another file.